Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the King of Vessels and the Heron. And yesterday you walked through the World Tree, and this is the first person that you meet, this King. That's what I meditated on today. It's like, okay, what's the message that I have to give? What's the message that's coming for me, right? This kingly message, this one about vessels, water energy, psychic energy, emotional energy, okay? And, an acquaintance of mine, a friend of mine, loves this Heron. She calls him George all the time. And, anytime she sees him, she knows she's getting a message. And she knows it's something of authority. And, that's what this King talks about. It's just, he's very symbolic of psychic perception. All right. And what's that? You walked through the World Tree yesterday. Hopefully you walked through. All right. What is your gut telling you on where to go? What was that perception that you got when you walked through? Like, wow. Look how far I come in the last little bit, or last, whatever it was with that World Tree. Maybe the Wanderer. All right. And maybe there's something in that psychic realm that, that intuition that's guiding you down this new path. Maybe the path is bright for you, right? The Heron is a mediator between the souls, on their journey between life and death. And, you've got the Page of Vessels still out here, and he's all about dreams and visions. So, you have to ask yourself, is there some connection between life and death? Are you talking to some of the spirit guides to help you out as you're moving forward down this new path? If so, this King is going to be very fair with his comments. He's going to be honest with his direction. And, he has a lot of honor and self-control with his emotions. And, as you're moving forward on this new adventure, this new path, what this World Tree has, put you out there for, be in control of your emotions. Take it with that enthusiasm like that King of Bows is asking, which is 7 days ago, and saying, you know what, you've got, with the kings down here, take that advice that they're asking. Be enthused about the journey that you're on. Now, some of the characteristics of this card, if this is a person, or this is you, if this is a person in your life, this is going to be a mentor who is going to be very tolerant. You may be able to, ask them questions. And, they may look at these questions and say, you should already know this. All right. But they're going to be very tolerant in their emotions. They're not going to come off flippant. Okay. They're going to have a peaceful demeanor. All right. And they're going to be a catalyst to help people gel. If this is you, maybe it's, in your work situation, helping people gel together. Another aspect of this is, maybe somebody takes on a diplomatic attitude. All right. Trying to mend fences between groups, right? Somebody who's going to promote equality or offer support as you're moving down the line, okay? If this is an event where you might be at, this could be a support network, could be an exhibit that's out there to raise money for something, right? That's all that, what that King of Vessels, that Heron aspect talks about, okay? And then the question that this King of Vessels asks is, where do you need to be more tolerant? We talked about that. You just walked through this World Tree. You're starting yourself on a new journey. Where do you need to be tolerant with your emotions? Where do you need to be tolerant with others that come along your path? Because the universe is going to show you some things for you to grow. And you're going to have to be in control of your emotions as these events come up. And, the reason I bring that up is because of this Two of Stones. This challenge is still sitting out there, right? So, like I said, you walked through that World Tree yesterday, that life lessons, you're dedicated. You're dedicated on your journey. You're dedicated on your path. You know. But as you're dedicated on that path, where do you need to be more tolerant? And saying to yourself, you know what? I'm dedicated on doing what I'm doing. All right. And I need to keep moving forward. But I have to keep moving my day along and not let people get me off track. All right. And maybe that's a challenge you have to grow through right now. Maybe that's the karmic lesson or reunion that's in store for you. As you walk through that tree, maybe this heron is karma for you. And he's giving you that kingly advice. Now the page of vessels is still saying, where do you need to let your feelings show? You can let your feelings show with this king of vessels, this heron. You can show him joy, happiness, sorrow, grief. It doesn't matter. He's going to understand it. But he's also going to look at you and say, you know what? It's good to let those emotions go. It's good to let that release to the universe, because this is going to help you on your path. And you're probably thinking, I don't know how that's going to help me on my path, because maybe I feel like crap. But when you open yourself up to the universe and become vulnerable, okay, you let that energy out. Okay, and there's going to be some other type of energy that comes in. You'll sit back and just say to yourself, oh man, it just felt so good. There's some relief, right? And just bring some new energy in there. Bring some gratefulness in there. Bring some, some thankfulness for what you do have, right? And then the King of Bows is sitting out there 7 days ago. The kings are on bookends right now of this tarot spread. Where do you need to take charge? And it might be hard. It might be hard taking charge of what's going on right now, because you just walked through the world tree, right? And you're thinking to yourself, how do I take charge of something that I don't even know what's going on in the future? You take charge by taking one step at a time. By walking that kingly, attitude. I'm going to walk like this heron down the street. I'm going to be tolerant of my emotions. I'm going to keep them in check. All right? And then you think about what that King of Bows was asking here as well. Where's your enthusiasm leading you? Right? Well, my enthusiasm led me through this world tree. And it's telling me that, you know what? This next part of my path, this next part of my journey is going to be something that's going to help me learn and grow and gain some wisdom. And then the page of vessels is saying, you know what? That's great. That's great that you have that attitude. Because what deeper trust is being asked of you? You're thinking about that. The otter said that to you. What deeper trust is being asked of you? And you look at that and you say, you know what? The universe has given me a new lease on my path. It's given me a new direction. It's given me the energy to move forward. And this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I'm meant to become. This is the path that I'm supposed to be on, whether I understand it or not. And that page is a messenger. I'm giving you that message to open up. Open up to that karmic reunion. Open up to that challenge that's sitting out there. Staying dedicated to what your quest is. And as you're walking through that world tree, that heron greets you. And then asks, who's depending on you for support? You know what? Maybe my ancestors, my elders, are depending on me for support. Maybe I need to touch base with them a little bit more often. Maybe I need to open up and say, hey, spirit guides. I just walked through, I just completed a journey. Where am I going next? Help guide me. Help take me to that next level of attainment on this quest I'm on, this spiritual quest I'm on. And the king smiles at you, this King of Vessels, he smiles at you. This heron looks at you and says, you know what? That's a great choice. Because the way the cards are sitting right here, the King of Vessels is looking back at that world tree. And he's saying, you know what? That's a great start to this journey right now. You're asking the right questions. You're talking to the right people. Listen to your gut. Listen to that psychic perception that's out there. So that's today's card of the day, the King of Vessels, the Heron. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. And this is Dee and George for the Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, everybody.